Getting up early to see the mist still kissing the land, to watch the sunrise, the way the great creator planned, to walk the long grass.
So I'm here in the Mitchell Theatre in Glasgow with the wonderful Tom Paxton. So to begin with, Tom, you're 80-ish, let's say now. So what keeps you going? Is it the lack of socialised medicine in the US that you have to work so hard?
No.
Or is it really your love for music?
That's because I love the music. I like what Willie Nelson said. They asked him if he was going to retire, and he said, "What would I do then? Play music and play golf?" Because that's what he does now, and that's what I do. I love to make music. I thought I was going to stop touring, but it's in my blood. You know, I've been doing it for 56 years now, and you know, you don't just stop doing something you've been doing for 56 years, particularly if you get pleasure from it. You know, and I do. I love to make music. I love to play with different musicians. Like on this tour, my friends Kathy Fink and Marcy Marks are with me, and it's a whole different joy to play with them than people heard me with my friend Robin Bullock as well. I love these people. I love making music with them. So why would I stop?
Tom, I'm going to do some word association with you. I say one word and you just say the first thing that comes into your head. Okay?
Okay.
Trump.
Horrible. Horrible.
What do you think is going on in America?
I don't know. I think a certain part of the population felt that they were being ignored. Perhaps they were. I don't know. I'm not the answer to that. But to pick someone, it was like a thumb in the eye, you know, to pick this man who'd never had a slightest inclination to work in government or to anything remotely like it. It's all about him and nothing but him. And he sold them a line of goods and they bought it, and they had their little temper tantrum and elected him president of the United States. I think it's the most embarrassing. As an American, I'm embarrassed by it. This is a man who brags about attacking women. It's shameful that this man is president of the United States and leader of the free world. He's not fit to be leader of the dog pound.
There are many downsides to having Donald Trump as the US president, but fertile ground and inspiration for writing songs. Maybe there are some positives?
Oh yeah, it's one I would gladly forego. You know, I would give up all the inspiration the man's going to give me in a minute if we could have a sensible person as president. I know the comedians, the late night television comedians, are showering their blessings because, I mean, this is manna from heaven for them. But to be serious, I'd rather not have it.
You always do topical songs at your concerts. So what's your favourite one? Of
my topical songs? That's hard to say. I think maybe the one I wrote about Lorena Bobbitt cutting off her husband's penis, that's probably one of my favorites. And the one about the pompous Christian John Ashcroft becoming Attorney General, and then seeing the nude statue of Justice and covering her with a cloth. Now and then, you know, they just offer you temptations that are irresistible. Yes, my angry little wifey took her little kitchen knifey. She did a little homemade surgery. She took the knife I bought her. She made me a little shorter, and she took off with the very best of me. She jumped into her Toyota. She took off with my promoter, and she knew how much I missed her when she'd gone. Then Lorena told a copy where she'd flung my little floppy, and a very kindly doctor sewed it on.
So you've got a new album out called Boat in the Water. Can you tell us a wee bit about it?
Out in the Water, yes. It's a much lighter album, although it does have one song called Christmas in the Shelter, about the homeless and what it must be like to be celebrating yet another Christmas homeless in a shelter. Most of the songs are for fun or have something else in mind. There's a song, you know, I lost my wife 2.5 years ago. And there's a song called It's Too Soon that's about that. There's a whimsical song called Eleanor's Song, kind of a romantic song I wrote with John Vesner and Don Henry. The title song, Boat in the Water, I wrote with Pat Alger, who's a great songwriter. These guys, they live in Nashville, and I go down now as often as I can and write with them. It's a whole terrific experience for me now to be going down there and writing. It's the writing that keeps me going, that keeps me excited. You know, the next song, the romance of the next song is always out there waiting, you know, to be written. There's that, and then there's a beautiful song I wrote with John Vesner called Dream On, Sweet Dreamer. We just sang a little bit of that with the ukuleles. It's the last song we do in the show. And there's something very special about it, at least for me. I really love singing that song, and with Kathy and Marcy singing harmony and playing ukuleles so sweetly. I think it's my favorite song on the album.
The folklore says that Glasgow is a difficult place to play for artists. So how is Glasgow for you?
It's never been difficult. The crowds in Glasgow have always, for over 50 years, have just picked me up and carried me along. They're just as good as any audience in the entire world. I love playing in Glasgow. A couple years ago in the encore, somehow we wound up singing I Belong to Glasgow. You know, I love that song. It's like a music hall song or something. You know, I belong to Glasgow. I love it.
So in your music, you have a song for London and you have a song for Ireland. So where's your song for Scotland?
Oh, soon. Soon, now that I know that I don't have one.
He was born in International Falls a long lifetime ago. Moved to Tucumcari when the iron work got slow. It was cornbread and hard scrabble, scratching for every dime, till he threw it in and he hit the road to walk that endless line. Now he's the last hobo, riding the last boxcar, on the last freight train leaving here. He's the last hobo, riding the last boxcar, on the last freight train leaving here.